Some of you guys might be, oh, video games aren't funny anymore. They don't make good video games. It's not really the video games, bro. It's more like you, cause you, like, when you were younger, you used to have a blast playing these video games. Same with me. When I was like, I'm only 16, but when I was younger, I noticed that like I had way more fun playing these video games. Right? So it's not really the video game's fault. Like, I'm sure the new little kids, like, they're having a blast playing these new games as well, that you're not really having a blast playing. It's more like an age problem. Like, it's like as you tend to grow older, you start to like video games less. And I can like relate to this like personally. Like, I'm only 16, but when I used to play video games back when I was like 9, 10, 11 years old, they were so much fun. But now they're not really as fun anymore. Like, whenever my friends tell me, oh yeah, let's play this game or whatever, or this game, right? I only play because they're playing. I only play because I want to talk to them. I don't play because of the game. The game in itself is really boring. At least for me, it's like really boring. Like, for my birthday, I got a gift. It was like the new God of War game, and I love the last God of War game, and I played it when I was like 13 or like 14 or something like that. I loved it. I love playing it, so I got this new gift, and I tried playing it, but I just couldn't. And it might be, your attention span like 3 minutes or whatever. No, it's not. It's more of like an aging problem, because like I've noticed this with the movies and anything else as well. I can sit through a 40-minute YouTube video like talking about something that I can actually use in my life. I can sit through and watch that, but not sit through and watch a movie, or sit through and play a video game or something like that. Not only is it like an age factor, like at 16, I know a lot of people are still addicted to video games and still are like no life in these games and stuff. Even in their 20s and in their 22s or whatever, right? However old they are. There's still no life in these games. But it is an age factor in the sense that as you grow older, you tend to get more responsibility. And you tend to get like focused more on things. Like, I noticed that like when people, especially in high school, when people get like way too focused on school and stuff, they like tend to cut all these like other video game stuff out. Likewise, like my main focus as of like right now is like trying to make as much money as I can. Even though I'm like 16, that might sound like corny as hell or whatever, but like I'm trying to make a lot of money so then I can be set for my like adulthood or whatever. And I think that's a reason as to why I don't find video games fun anymore. When you become more like a man, like usually when you see somebody playing video games, do you associate with them with a man? No, bro. Like, when I see somebody playing like a video game or something, I still see them as a boy. Once you focus on becoming more of like a man, like once you focus more on like, oh yeah, money, like how am I gonna be able to provide for my future kids? How am I gonna be able to like, like support like live the best life that I can live? Once you become focused more on that stuff, you don't really like think about these video games. And once you do try to play video games, it's not really as fun. And I think that's a lot of the stuff that's happening with you guys as well. The reason as to why you guys are getting bored of these video games is because they're aging. But the thing that comes with age is responsibility. So you're thinking more about, oh yeah, like how if I'm gonna have enough money to pay this rent, if I'm gonna be maybe even in like if you have kids or something, like, oh yeah, if I'm gonna have enough money to provide for my kids or something. But if you're thinking like really long term as well, like me, how I'm like thinking how when I'm about to have kids, like you might be thinking like that as well. And all of this stuff takes a toll on your interest in other things, like video games, for example. Video games is probably the biggest one. Like movies as well. Like I remember like back then I used to be so interested in like Marvel movies and all this stuff, but now I'm not really like too interested. I don't even know what's going on right now. Now, if you're trying to find like fun in these video games but you're not having fun, that's actually a good thing, because it shows that you're actually focused on bigger things. Like if you still find video games fun, let's say if you're in your 20, let's say if you're 18, 19, maybe even in your 20s, some people are in the 30s, like Discord mods and all this stuff. Like these guys, they still find video games like very fun. If you still find video games very fun, that's a problem, because it shows that you haven't moved on in life. Video games is meant for people who are under the age of like, who are still in their teenagers, like teenage years, and people who are like little kids, but you're still hooked onto that stuff. People who become bored of video games are focused on bigger things, and the fact that you're still interested in these video games shows that you haven't moved on. It shows that you're not really like disciplined enough to like even like provide for your own kids or something, because you're too interested in this, like these video games, this virtual world. Now the reason as to why I'm saying it's a good thing is because if you're still interested in video games, you're spending so much time in that, like especially in my childhood. The reason as to why people remember less of their childhood, at least me, is because like I spent so much of my time playing video games. I spent so much of my time playing like Call of Duty, Minecraft, Roblox, whatever. And all those memories that you have of yourself, of your childhood, become so like indifferent from each other. You know, you like all your memories are of you just playing a game. Like imagine this, like imagine you're like 70, 80 years, like even if you live that long, like imagine you as an old man and you're just like remembering you playing like Minecraft with your friends or something like that. Like those are your only memories of you in your 20s in extreme cases of you in your teens, and just like you playing GTA, just you playing like Call of Duty. Like imagine how much that would hurt, you know, like that you wasted all this time. Like that would, personally, if that was me, I'd be like so regretful at that point. I feel like I would feel like I wasted my life at that point if I spent, especially my 20s, still on a computer just playing games. Like memories that are so similar to each other, you can't even remember them. Imagine like telling your kids like all these other like grandparents are telling them, oh yeah, I did this like when I was your age and all that stuff. And then you're just like, you have no stories to tell because you're just like on like Minecraft all day when you're in your 20s. If you still play video games, I'm not saying, oh yeah, you're a completely bad person or something. Like I'm not here to just shit on video games. Like I'm here to shit on the people who are still playing video games and they haven't moved on. Like you need to level up in real life. You're leveling up in these video games because it makes you feel like you're powerful or something like that. You probably have like a neck beard or something like that. Like you're leveling up in like Call of Duty or something like Master Prestige and all this stuff, feeling like you're some like crazy powerful guy. But once you go outside in the real world, you're not really all that powerful. Like you need to level up in real life because that's the thing that matters. Because if you don't level up in real life, you're not gonna be set up for you're not gonna be set for the future. You're not gonna be set for what comes. Like if something really bad happens, you're not gonna be ready for it. Anyways, that's all I have to say for today. My name is JBM. Take care. Peace.